more than the absence of illness. It's a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. But let's delve deeper. Health is the heartbeat of life, the rhythm that keeps us moving forward, the pulse that echoes our vitality. It's a symphony of balance and harmony, resonating in every aspect of our existence. Health is a silent conductor, orchestrating the dance between the body and mind. It's the energy that propels us towards our dreams and aspirations. It is the foundation upon which we build our futures. So, what is health to you? Join me, Kofi Portals, this and every Thursday for Health Thursday, 8 a.m. on the Morning Crossfire as we explore important issues affecting your health. Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
We're back with Health Thursday right here on the Morning Crossfire 99.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Kofi Portals. So good morning to you. The HMPV has been on the lips of a lot of people. Of course, no surprises that people around the world are concerned. You know, we all went through COVID-19. It wasn't too pleasant to be at home in lockdown. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. You're not sure if the whole world is going to die or not. Only for us to come out of it, and here we are today. I don't know how many of you, took the COVID-19 vaccine. But I want to find out from you, we're talking about COVID-19 vaccine, this new human metapneumovirus, HMPV. Are you aware of it? This human metapneumovirus. What do you know about the human metapneumovirus? Are you concerned, for your safety? If there's a vaccine to be taken, looking at your experience during the COVID-19 era and after COVID-19, the whole lockdown and all that, will you be first in line for a vaccine, if indeed there's anything like that? It's just a hypothetical, to protect you from this human metapneumovirus. Of course, we've had some people call it China virus, new China virus. We've had some people call it whatnot and whatnot. Even right here in Nigeria, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control put out a statement, a press release regarding this new, well, not so new virus, but new development. Let's call it that. Anyway, please call the numbers we usually advertise: 0201 277 0993. 0201 277 0993. Another number to call is 0201 465 7190. 0201 465 7190. Will you be first on looking at what happened? Lots of people died during COVID-19. Lots of people were sick. Some people had near-death experiences. Some just managed to survive, and all that. Will you be first in line if there's a vaccine for this human metapneumovirus that we're here and talking about? Will you be the first in line to go get treated or get injected? Let me say, get a jab. We have a guest joining us for this conversation. I don't know if he's there with us. Doc, are you with me? Can you hear me, please?
Good morning. I can hear you.
Good morning. Yes, indeed. I'm having to be an octopus this morning by juggling, a number of things while trying to get across to you. Doc, please allow me to just cross some T's and dot some I's, and I'll introduce you properly in about a minute. I hope you don't mind, sir.
Very well.
Okay. I'll pick a call here, and while I'm trying to, put some things together. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kofi Bate.
Boko, what's there?
Yeah.
All right. Who do we have on the line?
Yes, you are talking about the former COVID-19.
Former. What's your name? What's your name, please?
My name is Joseph. I'm talking for Badagry houses.
All right. So this new one, this new human metapneumovirus, are you going to be first in line to get the vaccine?
Let me just tell you, I'm talking of my own perspective.
Yes.
It's not for Nigeria. It's people that travel up and down. It's not for me and them again. Even though the former COVID-19 issue, I took it.
Okay.
Both first and second.
Okay.
But all this story China people, all these foreign people are bringing to us here, it's not for us. We have a herbal medicine and everything here. At least doctor is on board. Only we did not have value on what we have here. That is the issue.
All right. Interesting. That's just thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much. All right, I'd like to introduce our guest this morning. He is a public health consultant. Well, he has a title that he didn't have last time he came on this program. He is now the Bawoson of Ejiri Kingdom. I'm talking about not other than Dr. Tuyi Mebawondu. Doc, is here.
It's not KBC.
Okay.
I was bestowed the title as a health guardian or health minister of the kingdom because of the work to be doing on those riverine communities by the KBC.
Oh, I see.
And for us, when you are recognized by your people, you have to shout,
Hey, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
All right. Please, if KBS is listening, you should forgive me. I think the Bawoson of Ejiri Kingdom has put me right. And I know this is in recognition of your good works, like you said, your good work, taking help to riverine people. And please do continue the good work you're doing.
Thank you, Kofi.
All right. Indeed. So he has been honored with that title, Bawoson, Health Guardian of Ejiri Kingdom, which is a historical riverine town in Lagos State. It dates decades and I'm sure hundreds of years back. Just recently, January 12, 2025, the chieftaincy title was bestowed on him officially on January 12, 2025 by the Ejiri Royal Father. Dr. Mebawondu, whose health intervention has benefited more than 100 communities in the riverine parts of Ekpe, is one of the resource persons on the platform's Africa Forum. So we're privileged to have him on the program. Doc, please, just let's hit the nail on the head. What is this HMPV virus that some are calling the Chinese virus? The human metapneumovirus. I hope I called it, I pronounced it correctly. What is it?
First and foremost, I want to tell the listeners not to panic. Last year, just around close to the end of December, we were greeted with news of an outbreak of an illness, of a respiratory illness from South China, where hospitals were closing down, getting overcrowded, and it raised a lot of concerns normally, until WHO came out and told us that, look, this is human metapneumovirus. And China explained it away that, listen, this is a flu season, and you're likely to have an uptick of some of these flu viruses among the population. But until now, when it was revealed as human metapneumovirus, China was saying it's an influenza, it was respiratory syncytial virus. But now, we have a combo of viruses that cause respiratory infection. Human metapneumovirus was discovered in 2001 in Netherlands among children who are having respiratory symptoms, and they were trying to look at what it caused and found out that it's not the typical viruses that they know. And don't forget, in nature, there are more than 1 trillion unknown germs, circulating in nature. Some of them jump into a human being, and we try to wonder what they are.
All right.
So we only have about maybe about 2,500 viruses discovered so far. And human metapneumovirus is one of those viruses discovered so far. It is specifically a virus affecting the respiratory system for now, just respiratory system. And it causes mild illness. But in 10% of people, it can actually lead to more serious illness. Now, what is the incubation period? It's about 3 to 6 days once the person picks the virus. How does the virus spread? Through droplets, that's when you sneeze, when you cough, when you blow your nose, through close contact, kissing, touching, and all that, and from surfaces. When, your doorknobs, your door handles, in a general place, when you turn it regularly and you take your hand to your nostrils or your mouth, then you can pick the virus. How does it manifest? It's the simple signs and symptoms of flu like cough, fever, sore throat, runny nose, body ache, headache. But sometimes it can spread to the lower lungs, causing bronchitis, pneumonia, chest pain, sometimes dizziness and breathlessness. That is where the problem comes. Now, the people that are at risk are mainly children and elderly. Now, why is this important for us to know? Children, elderly, immunocompromised people, and people that have chest problem. The premature children are peculiarly, prone to the fatal form of human metapneumovirus.
Oh.
Why is this important? If you remember, Kofi, that Nigeria has the second largest under 5 mortality. Okay, the worst country is Somalia. After Somalia, we're the number 2 all over the world.
My God.
And then the greatest killer of small children are viruses, respiratory infections. And the greatest cause of respiratory infections are actually viruses, which can then, shut down the oxygen supply, cause additional bacterial infection, and make the children require oxygenation. So we need to understand deeply all the causes and germs that can affect the respiratory system in these children.
Okay.
That is why it is so important.
Wow.
But having said all this, the recovery is not that bad though. Within 1 or 2 weeks, of course, when you recover from these germs. But if it's a young child under 5, if somebody has health problem, if it's immunocompromised, or he has an ongoing challenges with the respiration like bronchitis or asthma or anything, the case can be fatal.
My God. What? So, are you saying prematurely born children are more susceptible to this because of their underdeveloped respiratory system? Is that why?
Yeah, yes, because one, premature has a lot of challenges, not just with the respiratory system, even the immune system. Now, the respiratory system in children keep developing at the age of 7. So you have to really develop if you want to have the adults response to the respiratory system, the child must get to the age of 7. But not just this under 5, they are more prone to the human metapneumoviruses. But even adults, if you have asthma, if you have bronchiolitis, if you have reduced immune system, if you live in a congested area, if you have an ongoing infection, other infection in your body, of course, the germ can enter, spread to the lungs, and then cause all the problems we've mentioned.
What about the adult, the senior citizens? Because, remember during COVID and some other situations, say senior citizens are also at risk.
They're saying who?
What about senior citizens, the older population?
Oh, yes, I mentioned that.
All right.
At the extreme of ages, children and older people, immunocompromised, people with lower lungs problem or respiratory problems, bronchiolitis, bronchitis, chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, of course, which are commoner in the older people. So these are the risk factors. But for now, human metapneumoviruses affect just the respiratory system. We have not seen it in any other system for now.
All right.
But we must also be aware that it can combine with so many other viruses or so many other bacteria to cause a more challenging illness.
Okay. So Doc, what's the worst case scenario if you contract human metapneumovirus?
Yeah, the worst case scenario is first and foremost, what is your health state? Okay? How healthy is your respiratory system? The worst case scenario is that when it proceeds from cough, fever, sore throat, there could be additional bacterial infection. It will now spread to the lower respiratory system, cutting off oxygen supply, making the person breathless, and of course, leading to serious chest pain, dizziness, dehydration, the person will require oxygen, and of course, ICU admission. That if we are saying 10% of the people, please note that 10% of 200 million population is a lot of people, and we don't have hospital to cater for that. So the best thing for all of us to put our hands together, educate, prevent, and intervene the way we can do our own.
Sounds, and we're going to take some calls now. Please call 0201 277. Thank you, Doc. 0201 277 0993. 0201 277 0993. We have a female lit line 0201 465 7190. 0201 465 7190. We're looking today at a new strain of infectious respiratory virus known as the human metapneumovirus, HMPV, though not yet confirmed in Nigeria. And, of course, taking your thoughts as we're also learning about this from our guest, Dr. Tuyi Mebawondu, who's now back the traditional title. I think I can put this with Chief.
Hello, Kofi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Welcome. Who do we have, please?
Yeah, this is the one of Odobolu.
All right, Eze, welcome.
Yes, so you see, all these sicknesses. First of all, where did they get the name? Because now it's on existence, it just existed recently. And again, here I am. We deal with Chinese in buying their products in their companies here. Are we safe? That is number 2 question. Then again, how is it that all the sicknesses come from China? That is the 3 questions I want the doctor to help me answer.
Okay, all right, thank you. Doctor, over to you. You heard him. May I go over them again? He's asking, where do they get the names of these sicknesses from or these diseases from? He does business with Chinese people. Is he safe? And why is it that all these recent diseases are coming from China?
Now, thank you. That's a very important question. Why China every time? Now, this is the major challenge. China is very, very overpopulated. I mean, 1.4 billion people, very mobile. The major challenge is that China eats virtually anything possible. There are a lot of wet markets. What I mean by wet markets, all sorts of animals are served in the market, and they are sold fresh or freshly killed. China eats virtually anything. And then the challenging point is this. Most of these germs are residing in either animals or soil or elsewhere. For instance, the human metapneumovirus has the avian type, the one that resides in blood. It's called avian metapneumovirus. Okay? Those things are residing in the animals generally. By the time you get involved, eat them, carry them, go, cook them, and then your hygiene is a bit down, these germs will jump into human being, use human being to multiply themselves, and then spread. So all you need to do is look at Chinese diet and all sorts of animals that have been slaughtered in their wet market. They call it wet market. Now, and recently, the world has been concerned, and Chinese has been told to regulate this wet market so that we don't see the germs jumping from human beings, jumping from animal or other sources to human beings, where the spark usually happens. Now, I will say, how do we get the names of these germs? All of them, in medicine, there are ways you categorize germs. It's not like the way you give names and you know that this person is likely to be an outsider, likely to be from this tribe, likely to be from Zimbabwe or South Africa. The medicine, that's the way you categorize those names, depending on how they look alike. So that's a bit complicated. I will say, yes, since we are doing business with Chinese, yes, we could be safe. One, we're talking about it now. People should listen. Secondly, don't come from outside and put your hand to your mouth or your nose. Wash your hand. Now, let me address this.
Doc, I'm sorry. Just give us a second for a commercial. We'll come back to you.
Mommy, I want to watch YouTube.
Not my phone again. Every time YouTube.
Oh, Mommy, I want to watch YouTube.
Watch YouTube. Not with my phone. Go and watch TV.
But there's no YouTube on our TV.
That's before. With the new Airtel Smart Router, for just 25,000 naira, you can watch YouTube and more on any TV, even our own TV.
Really? Yay! Thank you, Mommy.
Oh, you're welcome.
Turn any TV into a smart TV with the Airtel Smart Router and watch Nollywood movies, football, and lots more on YouTube with unlimited data for 30 days. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
It's 2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
If the model of Rebolo was genuinely interested in local government funds, would have protested to be cancelled.
Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving the country for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
And the double my mood for that whenever people are clapping, he's praise singers when they ought to be telling him the truth.
I mean, he did not do any remarkable thing in your case, and you are celebrating corruption time.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform. If NBS is turning out very fake data to us because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Mary Ann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
With my golden penny, I dey enjoy my first choice, nourishing goodness every morning. Oh, when I fall lunch or dinner, quality we deliver. Crunchy snacks, golden penny, serving happiness, nourishing family. Golden penny, yummy golden penny, delicious golden penny, delicious golden penny.
Enjoy happy moments with your loved ones with our delightful range of nourishing, delicious, and satisfying meals from Golden Penny Foods anytime, any day. Golden Penny, home of good food. Serving happiness, nourishing families. Yum.
Omo, hunger dey show people shaky. Dollar and petrol prices just dey turn on your own. But wait for Union Bank don package 131 million naira for grabs for the Save and Win Pali Promo 4. You could be one of our 3 lucky winners to win the grand prize of 5 million naira each and other exciting prizes. To win, save 10,000 naira or more for your Union Bank account and do at least 5 transactions monthly. To open an account, visit unionbankng.com or the nearest branch today. Promo applies to new and existing customers, but terms and conditions dey sha. Union Bank, your simpler, smarter bank.
Anything I want. Mama, they don't dash me 20,000 naira. Woof!
My pikin, who they dash 20,000 naira for this kind time?
That they dash everybody will get smart cash account 20,000 naira.
You mean them go dash me 20,000 naira a woof too?
Yes, so mama. That they dash all old and new smart cash users 20,000 naira a woof.
Oh yeah, tell your yard people make them dial *939# or download Smart Cash app to open their own account. Make them self-enjoy 20k a woof. Every time when you buy airtime or pay bills with Smart Cash, you go chop inside your 20k. Terms and conditions they shall.
I don't see my own a woof. Oh.
Smart Cash, powered by Airtel.
Did you miss out on the I Beg to Differ online auditions? This is another opportunity to make history. On Saturday, January the 25th, the I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Auditions comes to life at the Nigeria Info Studio, 267A Etam Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. Yes, I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Auditions hosts the very first outdoor auditions at our studio, right here in Victoria Island on Saturday, January 25th, time 8 a.m. This in-person audition is for secondary school students who missed the deadline of our online entry. If you've already entered the competition online, you don't have to come for the live audition. To register, visit www.nigeriainfo.fm to pick a topic for your live auditions. Click on the I Beg to Differ banner on the homepage. Carefully read the guidelines and choose a topic. Remember the date, Saturday, January 25th, time 8 a.m. Venue is Nigeria Info Studios 267A, Etim Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. The debate of your life begins here. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
What is health? It's more than the absence of illness. It's the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. But let's delve deeper. Health is the heartbeat of life. It's the rhythm that keeps us moving forward. The pulse that echoes our vitality. It's a symphony of balance and harmony, resonating in every aspect of our existence. Health is a silent conductor, orchestrating the dance between the body and mind. It's the energy that propels us towards our dreams and aspirations. It is the foundation upon which we build our futures. So, what is health to you? Join me, Kofi Bartels, this and every Thursday for Health Thursday, 8 a.m. on the Morning Crossfire as we explore important issues affecting your health. Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. Still Health First Day right here at 99.3 Nigeria Info, looking at the HMPV, the human metapneumovirus. What do you need to know? Now, some 10 days ago, that was last Monday precisely, the 5th of January 2025, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the NCDC, released a press statement and a public health advisory titled Human Metapneumovirus Awareness, Preparedness and Prevention. Now, this is part of what they said there. Quote, as of January 6, 2025, data from this surveillance system does not indicate any unusual increase in respiratory infections, including those caused by human metapneumovirus. However, given the global trends in HMPV cases, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention is proactively implementing measures to strengthen the country's preparedness and response capacity. Now, also, in a statement last Wednesday, January 7, in Abuja, the Director General of the organization, Dr. Jide Idris, said the rise in HMPV cases indicated the need for heightened preparedness and vigilance. Okay, so that's that. We're going to leave it at that. I want to remind you we have our guests on the line. He's Dr. Tuyi Mebawondu. He's a public health consultant. He's also now the Bawosan of Ejiri Kingdom, and we are delighted to have him on the program. 0201-277-0993, 0201-277-0993, and you can also call 0201-465-7190, 0201-465-7190. Take your thoughts. But Doc, before we went on the break, you were just making a point or two, and so I'll just allow you to conclude, I think, following the question of the listener before we get to the next listener. Please go on, sir.
Yes, I have. Exactly. I've spoken about why we find those cases coming up in China frequently because of the kind of the interaction with especially wild animals and the kind of exotic food, exotic meat they consume, the operation of wet markets where all sorts of animals, birds are traded openly by the people. Now, we're trying to say, what can we do? Now, let us understand this first. There are no drugs and no vaccine for human metapneumovirus. No vaccine yet and no drug yet.
Wow.
Let us get that straight. So it becomes important for us to act properly. If you are well, this is the simple thing. Avoid overcrowded places. Okay? Make sure you wash your hands regularly. the contact between your hands when you go out and your nose and mouth should be minimized until you wash your hands. Those basic hygienes will prevent a lot of people from contacting not only human metadenovirus, but a lot of viruses and sicknesses. We knew the anxiety and the challenges we face with COVID-19 virus and so many other viruses. But again, this one we can prevent. And now, the second thing is that if you are sick, what do? Stay home. And if you have to sneeze in between your elbows. Cover your nostrils. Drink a lot of water. Stay home so that you can then be free from the illness. At the government level, the campaign is going on. We hope that we escalate this campaign to reach everybody. Now, I would have suggested that a specialized surveillance system for the respiratory and enteric viruses should be set up, because I can tell you that majority of the epidemics or pandemic the world is facing comes from respiratory or oral to mouth enteric system. Now, we must have that clear surveillance, the list of the viruses, how to prevent against them, how to look for them. And I'm sure we have an able person in Nigeria Center for Disease Control who I know understand the integrity of educating, prevention, surveillance of those diseases. But at our level, we must do what we can. Wash your hand. In fact, the surfaces, the doorknobs, the door handles, the common table people use, we should use sanitizer regularly to clean those surfaces, especially after interaction with large number of people on the same surface. These are some of the things we can do. And then the other thing is that we should desist from self-medication. There are numbers you can call. There are doctors you can call. There are health workers you can call that can, guide you in what to do. And if you have an ongoing respiratory challenges, like you have asthma, you have chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, this one seasonal, you see that elderly person coughing. Okay, please be careful in how you expose yourself to contact. So some of these few things should help us reasonably.
All right. Thank you, Doc. We want to go back to the phone lines and read messages to us. Streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. We have a post on X. You can use any of those platforms, and WhatsApp as well. Hi, good morning. What's your name, please?
Good morning. My name is Robert.
Robert, where are you listening from?
Papa.
Okay, please go.
Okay, my question, I have two questions. Number one, what is the World Health Organization doing to curtail this virus spreading to other countries? And they sanction China, number one. Two, what is Nigeria doing to ensure that this virus do not come to our country? Just like COVID-19 came, but almost everybody got contact.
Robert, you just said, if you were listening, I read the statement from the NCDC, which said they said they have not, there's no indication that there is an increase in respiratory infections in the country. And they also said that they are proactively implementing measures to strengthen the country's preparedness and response capacity. So I just read their statement. So that's what they're doing, part of what they're doing. Okay. Of course, our guest has talked about strengthening monitoring for respiratory diseases. Sir, am I correct? Please go on. Doc, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, the monitoring is ongoing. As long as monitoring is ongoing, then we have to actually educate people on simple prevention, and that is what is happening. And that's what your station, which I must really give kudos to you, that's what you're doing. Right. You are bringing forth a trending illness that can cause a big challenge for our health system. And don't forget, if you are in a country that you have as low as 0.18 doctors per 10,000, you don't want to expose your country to those kind of emergency. So the education is going on, and you are helping to educate, and also we should do the little we can do in our own settings.
All right.
By maintaining hygiene, by washing our hands, by sanitizing surfaces, and if we're sick, by staying at home. If you're sneezing, by sneezing in between our elbow, or using an handkerchief to cover our nostrils and mouth while we sneeze, or if you're having asthma-like symptoms, or you're asthmatic, you should be a bit careful about going out or even mixing with large crowd. But if you have to do that, a face mask will help you.
All right. Doc, Robert asked about the World Health Organization and if they place a sanction, in China. Would you like to speak to that question from Robert?
Yeah, I guess you're asking about what World Health Organization, what they're doing about China.
Yes.
Now, interestingly, which is quite a worry. During the first time of Donald Trump, he exited WHO, and that created a big challenge. He has promised that he's going to exit it. What is more worrisome is that he has appointed Robert Kennedy he had nominated Robert Kennedy as the Secretary for Health, and Robert Kennedy does not believe in vaccines and anti-vaxxers. The world is going to face quite a challenge if Donald Trump implements all this threat. Now, because one, WHO is funded. WHO needs funds to do a lot of work. The other time when Donald Trump left, it was Germany that raised up their own contribution to WHO. The Germany is also facing a lot of his own problem now. We have to really call for a more concerted effort and ways to fund WHO. If we leave it in the hands of the likes of Bill Gates and co, who are actually going to what we call targeted voluntary donors, they look at a particular disease and fund it. It's not that they're going to fund WHO in general, but they look at a particular illness. They'll say, oh, we are funding reproductive health. They put money in reproductive health. And then there are other challenges we're facing. The money cannot be applied to those challenges. So it's a big issue. Yeah. How do we fund WHO? Because the $6 billion or thereabout they are getting annually, it cannot do anything.
But Doc, I just want to bring this up. Good you asked, because you said there's no known cure or medication to take for the human metapneumovirus. You also said there are no vaccines as of now. And we started the program while we're trying to get across to you by asking our listeners if they're knowing what happened during COVID-19 and how people died and all that, if they're going to be first in line to take the vaccine if there's one. But you're talking about this Robert Kennedy, the nominee for Secretary of Human and Health Services in the United States of America, being an anti-vaxxer. And Doc, this is the truth, the true situation today, is that there are persons in America who have been hit with severe illness. Some of them pulmonary embolism, and you know what I'm talking about. After they took the COVID-19 vaccine, particularly the mRNA COVID-19 vaccine, BN2 or BNT162b2.
Kofi, let me explain to you. I don't know whether you use aspirin or even use Panadol.
I drink water, pray to my God, and then I hope that it goes. I don't rush to take. But if I need to, if I need to take the Panadol, I will from time to time.
As effective as drugs like ibuprofen or Panadol or aspirin are, people react to them. Now, the question is this: if you are having 100 people using the same medication and you have 2 people reacted to them, you won't condemn that medicine.
Doc,
that's not the way medicine works.
Doc, this is not too.
No.
Should I reveal something to you, sir?
Reveal anything to me. I am aware of all you're saying.
This is not 2 people. This is not 2 people, Doc. It's not just this. It's on thousands of, and there are lawsuits. There are lawsuits all over the world. Why I'm sounding where I am is because I almost lost my uncle, my only uncle from my mother's side, in the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
He had a lung disease, And we couldn't reach him for months. When he was finally released from the hospital, he couldn't walk. He had to take some months to recover. And they told him, sir, in America, that was the side effect of the vaccine. Now, I'm not saying people shouldn't take, but I'm saying reaction to your position on Robert Kennedy and all that. What can you tell us? Because people are wondering if people are falling sick in America. I have a family member, so I'm not saying something.
Okay. Yes, I understand the sentiment and the emotion attached to it. We have over 1 billion people affected with COVID-19. The vaccines were deployed to more than 500 million people. Let's look at the statistics. Tell me the number that had side effects. And then most of the time, you see, in medicine, you try to get better. Okay? That you have side effect does not mean that the medicine needs to be cancelled. Everything you've seen that perfected the medicine came from learning processes. Now, if I'm dealing with 500 million people and 1 million of them is complaining of something, will I say that's that's even an exaggeration? That is not working?
What is Doc? Doc, what is the margin of error for any drug to pass a test for it to be released to the public?
No, tell you what.
Are you telling me, Doc, sir, that if a drug is being tested and then they discover in the testing that 1 million people out of 100 million people will fall sick, then they're going to pass it?
It was not that's 1%. If you care to, that's 1%. But you will not even get to that number. I can assure you.
And will it be passed?
No.
Going by your example, will it be passed?
Hold on. The thing is this: there are processes of drug testing and deployment, and the process of withdrawal, and the learning process on the way. Right. Because in reality, if we have vaccines, listen, we have eradicated diseases in this world with vaccines. You know that. We dealt with polio, we dealt with smallpox. You know that if for vaccines, a lot of children under 5 will be dead. So when we start this narration of trying an attack, on a scientific process, we have to be very careful, because there are people, that's all they want to have. That's all they want to hear, And then what will be our solution? Because in reality, you cannot come and say that because these things cause problem for that person, we withdraw it. Then the question we ask is that what's the solution? I can tell you the vaccine deployment went through a very detailed process. Sometimes I pray that scientists, those deploying drugs, can actually show human beings.
Okay, so you're saying that those vaccines were not rushed. That's what you're saying.
Kofi, listen, days. Okay,
I'm asking. So how many years did they test the vaccines for? How many years? How many? I'm just asking.
Then you are missing the learning process. In my
no, Doc. You said it went through a rigorous testing. So I'm asking how many years?
It's not years. It's not about years. It's about the process. It's not years. Please try to understand this. I will come to your studio one of these days. We have to educate people on how these things are developed. Look, on that lagoon, on that Lagos lagoon, those days as a small boy, I used canoe and paddle to go to Dodi Road to navigate. Along the line, we had outboard engine. Our movement became faster. Along the line, before we were using lantern. Now we have lights that give brighter thing. Science is an improvement thinking that is something that you are doing for 2 years before. Can I do it within 5 months and still have the same effect? That is what we're saying, sir. So don't compare the development of vaccine at the level of smallpox to the development of vaccines at this level, because they're not the same thing. The science has improved significantly. You need to see how these things are done, how the thinking behind a lot of these things. No human being, not the scientific community will unleash terror, medical terror or health terror on humanity. It won't happen. You have to go to what's it called? All these Boko Haram people that will do that, or militants that will kill people for no reason. No science community will do it. It's very rigorous. There are peer reviews. I think, honestly, one of these days I'll come and sit down and take you through the process. So at level of media,
I'll call my. So you're saying that the number of people who are falling sick, having things like pulmonary embolism, interstitial lung disease, and all that, almost dying, that they are insignificant.
Kofi, I don't say they are insignificant.
That's what you said.
No.
You said just 1%.
Scientifically, you cannot do all of that. Stop those things. What I'm saying is that before COVID-19 vaccines, there are pulmonary embolism. People have pulmonary embolism. Perhaps, for whatever reason, because of your ongoing challenges, you may have an increase in it. People have pulmonary embolism. Right. And the risk for pulmonary embolism is not even COVID-19 vaccine. It's not the risk. It's just as somebody who came to your studio and was talking about how making love to 21 times in a day, in a month, can reduce prostate cancer. It's not true. The number one risk for prostate cancer is old age. Once you don't want to get prostate cancer, don't get old. Once you are getting old, the prostate will get enlarged. So there are a lot of funny narration going on in the media that some of us get worried about.
Sir, this is not because you talked about Robert Kennedy. This is home. This is family I'm talking about here. I was shocked when the man told me it's because of my
okay. The starting point was that your uncle had
that's not the starting point. Somebody that I've read all the reports and everything, but yeah, go on, sir.
He had a lung problem. Even lung diseases is a risk for pulmonary embolism. Do a reading on pulmonary embolism and see all the risk factors.
All right. So let's get back to base. I've heard you, and we'll do a program because we want to clear the air so we can be well informed.
Yeah,
for me, I'm not here to please nobody. I'm here to tell the truth.
Please do.
Yes, I'll call maybe someone who's been affected, and then I'll call you. We'll both sit down, and we'll have that program. Doc, are you there?
That would be interesting. I also call a lot of people that took vaccine, including myself, and nothing happened to us.
All right. So anyway, we're not saying people shouldn't, but for me, a lot of us have tried to be politically correct, but the fact is, we owe it a duty to the public to tell them the truth. So we'll call people like you who are knowledgeable. We'll call people like my uncle who've been affected. Then all of us sit down and have a conversation about this.
Okay. Let me just say this, Kofi. Whenever you see any drug, pull out the leaflets there. You will read everything concerning it. Then what happened to us is that we don't do those due diligence. There's always a big leaflet inside all drugs packaged for sale.
All right.
Okay. And then even for that COVID whatever, you see all those challenges, warnings, cautions, everything.
All right.
Good morning.
Okay, Doc, stand by. Yeah, let's put this listener on the line. Hello, good morning.
This is Emmanuel from Lagos.
Okay, Emmanuel, your contribution, please.
I think you need to understand what the doctor is saying. I'm a doctor myself. People react to many things. Some people can eat some fresh of mango or oranges or apples. Sometimes some people drink certain water and they just break down. So if you say out of 1 million people taking the vaccine, 10 people reacted, it doesn't mean the vaccine is not effective. We won't allow 1 million people die because of what we now do is to work on what must have caused the side effects. Everything, as people react to everything. Some people cannot even eat rice or beans. That's life. So the doctor is telling you exactly what happens. If we check every leaflet, you see that almost every drug has a side effect. Every drug has a side effect. Even vitamin C could have side effects in some people.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have Trisha from Ikorodu who says, I don't quite agree with you. Okay, no, with your guest that no meaningful or medical community will inflict death on the people. There's a lot of wrong diagnosis and counterfeit drugs on rampage out there. All right, I never said that, but that's your view anyway. I don't my medical friends to come after me. It's not a good experience. This one says, leave Donald Trump and his coming administration out of your WHO palaver. Me? And okay. Anyway, I don't know what that means. What about China? What is their financial contribution to WHO? Ebila de Ambo from Badagry. All right. I think you're responding to what the doc said. He's not a representative of WHO or the US. He just said he gives analysis. So, Doc, you nobody should attack you regarding WHO. I think you're just someone just an independent person. But someone says I can't see. Your speaker just made a. Okay, I have to read this.
99.3 Nigeria.
Doc, I'll be back, please, so I can say goodbye to you because I can't really see what is in front of me.
Let me ask you a question. What holds you back when you wake up each morning? Is it the uncertainty of how the day will unfold? And as the day goes on, what makes your heart race? Is it the quiet fear that maybe you're not doing enough? And when it's evening, is it the longing for just a little more time? Whatever it is, remember, challenges don't define you, but how you...
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.